Godspeed, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to call down the thunder and do a little Breath of Fire 2, one of the greatest RPG sequels ever made, one of the greatest sequels ever made. Badass fucking game. Maybe my favorite in the series. No, that's not true. I think the first one is my favorite in the series, but it's pretty formulaic, so I thought might not be that interesting for a fucking stream.
What about 3 or 4?
3 is good. I don't know. 3 I think is a little overrated. 4 is possibly a little underrated. But, you know, it is what it is. There's a bit of a grind here, folks. Are you boys ready for the grind? We just... Who put a microphone in front of that woman's mouth?
Probably the same person that put a dick in front of her mouth.
Mark Marrow, then. Okay. And now Brock Lesnar. Sorry, Bork Laser. Okay, folks, we're gonna try and do this. It's a little complicated because this game, our capture software really doesn't want to pick this game up. So, observe closely if you can. Make sure it's actually broadcasting Tarangal. And thank you all for joining us. This is one of my favorite games ever made.
Got your fortune cookie.
Oh shit!
It says
you're shit out of luck.
Before we start, let's just address this massive $50 donation.
Oh, okay.
By Todd Furnow. He says, "Hi, RazorFist. Here's to a great game. Question: given Sheriff Israel's duplicitous cowardice, should he be put up a chimney, hunted down by a starving pack of Venezuelans? Or should someone just noose him up for a good old-fashioned fag drag?"
Well, here's the problem. Would he leave the parking lot to do any of those things? That's the trick, you see. Oh, the fucking Broward County Sheriff's Office. People just misunderstand. They were having a Super Bowl cook-off in the parking lot. That's all it was. They were tailgating. Don't worry about it. All right, folks. Let's play a little Breath of Fire 2, shall we? Let's do this. Hopefully this works. Do pay attention to the image. Make sure it's capturing.
Let's,
we are playing a fan translation of this game.
Oh, I am seeing something.
We good? Sweet. Looks like we're good. This fan translation combines the SNES and Game Boy Advance version of the game, which is why you have this animated intro that wasn't in the original game. Rand! The most libertarian muscle guy in the history of Breath of Fire.
It could be a little louder.
Okay. Then that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pump up the jam, folks. While your feet are thumping. Are you gonna get your booty on the floor tonight?
I'm gonna hit you, is what I'm gonna do.
Shut the fuck up. Alright! Y'all ready to call down the thunder? This game has a really good, solid story. Really solid story. This is actually an important game. An important transitional game in the sort of nascent JRPG genre, where you kind of started out with games like the original Final Fantasy and even like Final Fantasy 3, 4, where you're getting slightly more complex narratives and so forth, but we didn't quite have branching stories, we didn't have too many choices, we didn't have too much customization in those games. Breath of Fire 2 is an important sort of innovator in that context because you have all those things in this game. There's actually multiple endings in this game, which is very out of the ordinary for the time. This is pre-Chrono Trigger, folks. So you have lots of different ways this can end. You have, lots of different ways to get there anyway. I have a saved game already, but we're going to go new game so you guys can see the beginning. So let's do it. We're going Ryu, which is the canon name for all the blue-haired bitches in Breath of Fire. Going fast on that. Music, and I think we're good. Game start. Yes! Let's do it!
Let me know if it's appropriate or not to read out some donations.
Yeah. You can probably now. It's
Okay.
a pretty slow intro.
Gull Spoonhead says,
Oh God! Nancy Pelosi awakens from a late afternoon nap.
why do I find myself agreeing with Garrick more often than not?
Because he's right.
If they destroyed the Founders' homeworld while they had the chance, the Jem'Hadar would have committed mass suicide. True.
It's true.
And they could have avoided the Dominion War and saved countless lives.
Yeah, bit of a plot hole though on that one is the Jem'Hadar were engineered from another race, so technically the pre-Jem'Hadar or whatever civilization the Jem'Hadar are built off of would still exist. So you know, I don't know. You could technically make them again. So there's no wiping out the Jem'Hadar. All right. Hear my words, mortals. Offer your souls unto God. Yeah, this is an interesting game in that there's sort of a church in the world of Breath of Fire, but it's like suspected there's kind of a darker power behind it. There's some very, very xenophobic Japan stuff going on here. This is a very Japan game. No, it's very much an allegory for, you know, kind of Western Christianity washing on Japanese shores. You can definitely see that with the story, but it's interesting. Offer him your praise, your prayers, your worship and devotion. Listen to Striper, fucknuts. He's the rock that makes me roll.
Lupacillo says, Trump's proposal for teachers to carry arms is 100% badass common sense. Voting him into office was worth every drop of sweat and every whiff of sweaty scrotum stench waiting in line under the hot Texas sun. Bear arms and Godspeed.
Okay, story time. All right, so you are essentially the ward of this Father Gaynor guy who runs the church. And another interesting thing about this game, and very uncharacteristic for the time, was you have this kind of moral ambiguity where the church ostensibly is supposed to be kind of evil-ish and run by a darker power, but then sort of your father figure in this game, who is a transparently holy shit, who is a transparently good guy,
Who says you're a heretic?
exactly, who's a transparently good guy, is also running the church, and then you run into all kinds of people from the church who are all
back in here.
who are all good people.
I'm gonna hit you with so many rights, you're gonna beg for a left.
Yes. Ryu, why are you named Ryu, and why am I named Gaynor? This does not seem ethnically consistent. I'm gonna Hadouken the shit out of you. Wooden rod! I don't want to know what Yua was doing with that up there. Alright. Yua's gone and run off again. She always puts up such a fuss over nap time. Naps are for bitches. Could you go look for Yua and make sure she doesn't get into trouble? Sure, wait. I'm trusting you now. I normally don't. You slant-eyed bastard. I mean, what? So you have the I should mention there's the dragon's tear here on the side of the dialogue. And it'll sort of flash to show how your dialogue interactions are actually registering with people. So there's kind of a metagame within the game. It's not super fleshed out, but considering the time frame, very ahead of its time. You know, we're talking, what is this, 94, I believe, when this game came out, 93 or 94. And, you know, you've already got sort of where your dialogue choices are actually affecting the moods of people around you. This goes for your party members as well. Alright. And And the fan-translated ROM actually has a run button, which is pretty cool.
That sounds like it should just be in the game.
Yep. Well, and run buttons were not in JRPGs at the time.
Of course.
If the dragon hadn't showed up when it did, we'd all have been done for. It's still with us, sleeping in the mountains behind the village. Make sure you pay your respects to it. Let me guess where she is. Oh, way to just give it away, bitch. Alright.
So, Richard Michael Egan says, So I live in Florida, and I have a friend that lives close to Parkland. And they went to the anti-gun protest in front of the school. How do you tell a good friend that they are an idiot?
Here's the thing. They're so fucking outnumbered in this country anyways, it's not even worth it. If the left want to pursue this gun thing, let them. Because you can't find a prominent case in the last fucking 25 years of the left getting any kind of a victory. Like, the closest thing to a victory, quote-unquote, on gun control the left have had were when Bill Clinton shoved that fucking assault weapons ban through. That's it. That is their only victory in fucking, what, 25, 30 years? You could probably go back even farther. There is no, I've said it before, there's no issue the left lose on worse, more viciously, more consistently than gun control. If they want to throw themselves against those fucking castle walls, they want to throw their fucking bodies against Helm's Deep, let the dipshits do it. Let them do it. How's it sound, by the way?
Very good.
Okay, good. Here we go. Bow, bow, bow. Ding, 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 ding. Fucking great soundtrack in this game, by the way. One of the best all-time Capcom soundtracks. I forget if this was done by Bun Bun, the famed Mega Man guy. Death blow! That wasn't much of a death blow. When people want to kill you, not because of who you are, but for different reasons altogether. Death blow!
Lupacillo says, Trump's proposal for teachers to carry... Oh, wait, I already read that. The Auschwitz Bakery says, what present did the Muslim mother give to her daughter on her wedding day? A training bra. I don't get it.
I don't either. Sounds like it was dynamite, though.
I don't care for the Auschwitz Bakery. It's always tastes dry.
Yeah, a little ashy.
Howard Dennis says, here's $9.11 in literal shekels to let you know that we know the difference that the Goyim know.
I don't know what that means.
Why?
Use your words.
Why don't Jew cannibals eat Germans? They give them gas.
No, that's not. But if they were using gas chambers, then why weren't the Nazi guards wearing gloves, and why didn't they get sick? So let's continue with the,
He also says, what's the difference between a Jew and a pizza? About $5.65.
Oh, that's... Actually, I'm not sure what the fucking temperature was.
And also the pizza doesn't scream when you put it in the oven.
Oh, come on. I've actually heard that joke before, though. Come on now. But those numbers are probably inflated, if not a complete hoax. You guys, if you have not watched the Norm Macdonald podcast and the Hitler, somebody made a compilation.
Yeah.
Of just the Hitler and Holocaust jokes.
That's the one I saw.
The enthusiastic Holocaust denier sidekick that he has there is hilarious. And the one where he's got the old Jewish comedian guy on, I forget who it was. really old Jewish comedian on, and he's sitting right next to him, and he keeps referencing how Adam Egget is an enthusiastic Holocaust denier. He's like, he keeps talking about how the shadows on the smokestacks aren't flush on those aerial photos. How they couldn't possibly accommodate the killings. Did you know that? Did you know that he thinks that? And he's like, the old guy's like, sounds like somebody's making a joke out of the Holocaust. I don't like that. And Norm's just, I don't know how he doesn't laugh. Oh, man. All right. That's right. Oh, wow. I just burned him and I wasn't even paying attention. I'm sorry. Back to the game. Sorry, guys. You're too kind for this old man, you. I just hope your mother understands as well as you do. I know she does! That's what the dragon told me! The little girl is gonna be Gilbert Gottfried.
Right.
Look at me, I'm molting!
And when Howard Dennis donated that 9/11 to us, he actually only gave us $2.61. I'm just...
I don't know what that means.
Jew jokes.
Oh, I see what you did there. Don't stay out past your bedtime next to the giant sleeping dragon skull. Look! Maybe you'll see Mama in your dreams too! Take a rest here. I'm beat, I'm wired. Let's go with it.
Walrus Aurelia says, what do you get when you throw a piano down a mine shaft? A flat minor.
Oh, that's...
Recently read Fahrenheit 451. Any thoughts on Bradbury?
I like Bradbury. It's interesting, like I've said in a previous rant, I don't think there's really any fucking... I don't think there's any sci-fi book that has been more misquoted. Maybe 1984. But, like, seriously, like, that fucking book, Fahrenheit 451, they make it all about censorship. It's not about censorship. It's about self-censorship. It's about people deciding they have no use for books anymore. So they let the government come in, and they let the government burn the fucking books. That's the entire point, dipshits. And it's fucking ironic that the same people who keep claiming that that's why the book was written, that it's all about the government forcibly kicking down your door and taking your books, that those are the same people who are essentially saying, oh, this entertainment over here, we need to censor Huckleberry Finn because there's racial slurs in it. Oh, we need to, they're actually advocating self-censorship. It's dangerous, guys. You gotta get the real message of that fucking book out there, because it's actually a very important one. Father Gaynor, did you fall off of a hay cart or something? The only priest around here is Father Hulk. Been that way as long as I can remember. Now scram, Runt. This is really interesting. The opening kind of gets all Twilight Zone-y, where you come back, everything's in color, and nobody remembers you, nobody remembers your dad, nobody remembers your daughter, and they're all your sister, and they're all missing. Cursed child, get out of my sight before your curse rubs off on me too. How's that curse I cursed you with? Eh, Kirsty? And I can't talk to the dragon statue.
Asum Jessen stopped by to say, hi Razor, can't stay long unfortunately.
What a faggot.
Happy to hear you've gotten around to hearing Saxon's new album. Fucking fantastic, I hope you'll agree. How would you rank Saxon's discography?
So many albums. The best one, I would say Strong Arm of the Law and Wheel of Steel are tied with best. As far as worst, I really didn't care for Metalhead. A lot of people would say like Destiny or Innocence Is No Excuse are the worst, but I disagree. I think Destiny's a pretty good record, actually. And Destiny is Destiny.
Samuel Bow says, how are Muslim brides like English tea? They're both taken between 5 and 7.
Oh, that's...
God damn. God damn.
Thought that was gonna be a clitorectomy joke. An orphan, The church welcomes your kind. The Lord Eva does not forsake the alone and miserable. Ask of him, and ye shall receive. So the church is already there before they start worshiping Eva? Father Hulk. Dear child, welcome to the Church of Eva. You've lost your family? Fear not, little one. The church exists to help those who can't help themselves. Orphans, drunkards, criminals, harlots, Japs. I mean, what? And all of society's refuse. We accept blah, blah, blah. The house of God is your house. Make yourself at home. And I'm up. This translation is so much better than you guys have no idea. If you haven't played the SNES version, the American localized one of the worst localization jobs in the history of Capcom, which is really saying something. Oh, crap! Listen, Pops, I was just going downstairs for a drink of water and... Hold on, you're not the old man! Phoo! I thought I was busted for a second there. Hey, why are you giving me that look? We're both here for the same reasons, aren't we? You know the routine. Play all pitiful, get into their good graces, then rob 'em blind and run like hell. Ah, the refugee formula. Of course, there's really nothing worth stealing here to begin with. I'm just gonna leave and join a ramp gang.
What? I was reading. What did you say?
Did your Tasha Yar sense go off there? You can really shake things up. What do you say, partners? I don't go in for that shit, Frisco pal. Fine, whatever. Looks like I figured you... See what I mean? Like his fucking mood improves, and the Dragon's Tear jewel actually gets lighter.
That is actually really cool.
The name's Bosch. Pleased to meet ya. You're a good show on Amazon Prime. Bosch joined the party. So you've already got a party member, but you're still a kid. This is all prologue, guys. So bear with me, but it's a pretty cool prologue, actually.
Disease-ridden Clut says, thoughts on ZZ Top?
Pretty good. ZZ Top's pretty good. They were one of the primary inspirations for Motorhead. Their first album includes a ZZ Top cover, actually. You smell that? Smells like rainstorm! Better get out of this weather and fast. Alright, fine. Let's get into this odious cave over here. Yikes, it's pitch black in here. Good thing I pilfered that candle. There, who says crime doesn't pay? I know who. The Shadow knows. Oh, come on. My canine instincts are telling me to follow it. Come on.
You go into
Your
a
canine
cave.
instincts tell you to follow a giant murder tale? Your canine instincts are wrong.
Seriously, you go into a pitch black cave and you see that? Why aren't you gone already?
Oh boy.
Samuel Steingart says, Dragon Quarter is best entry.
I'm gonna kill you dead. I'm gonna kill you dead. I'm gonna crush your head with a bowling ball. How do you feel about that? No, it's fine for what it is. It's just they fucked up the save system and they got way overboard with the fucking gimmicks on that game. Monster! So you are the one. This is pretty fucked up shit, actually, right here. Keep in mind, this is still marketed as a children's game and shit. You are indeed the fated child. Then you must prove your worth. So a little kid
With a stick
has to fight a fucking demon.
Apparently not.
No, it gets worse. Go forth, Ryu. Go forth and open the gate, fated child. Only then will you know the true power of God. Here's where it gets fucked up. This little monologue here. It was like waking from a long dream, but now his father and sister have disappeared and no one else recognizes him. This actually was translated pretty well in the American localized version, by the way. He dreamt of a horrific demon who ripped his heart and body apart, but it remains just a dream. The fuck? Yet the vision remains strong. Deep within the corners of his mind, he hears it calling. A different world. A world of silence. A world of darkness. So it'll be an RPG series that'll never get a fucking MMO? That one? He moves toward it, feeling both fear and exhilaration. He succumbs, and the darkness welcomes him. Then he turns into a giant fucking dragon. You are the one, the demon screeches. Reaching deep within his own heart, he realizes that it is true. Then in that moment, reality washes away and the dream begins to take shape. It turns into a big, shapely, fucking pear-shaped ass. I mean, what? Oh, the fucking main theme. Here we go. Main theme song for this fucking game kicks ass, by the way. Somebody needs to do an orchestral version of this. You had orchestral versions of every fucking thing.
It's gotta exist. Sweet.
Yep. This game kicks serious ass, guys. And that was just the prologue. Oh, there we go. So, we were hoping you could give us some work now, so we're on the dole, basically. No job too small, no fee too large. That's our motto. Fine, fine. Here's a request that just came in. About time. Alright, let's see here. Lost pet, are you making fun of us? Well, you are a giant dog.
He goes to the side of the desk.
This isn't a job, Pops. This is the peanut gallery. I mean, what kind of moron would you have to be to lose track of a dumb animal? Nice, Susie. Gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to the owner you were just talking about. I'm sorry, Lady Mina, but I was just talking to these two, and they say they have no interest in the job. Speak for yourself, Pops! Oh, he wants to fuck the angel chick. Fear not, your ladyship. Your dear Susie is in the capable hands of none other than Bosch, soother of savage beasts. Alright. Just leave this one to us, Pops. Ryu and Bosch are on the case. And of course, the main character is, I think he's silent, and I don't think he ever says anything in this game. In the first game, he says, like, one thing. And in this one, I don't think he says anything. Well, what are you looking at? A giant bipedal dog, actually. I think that's...
Let's read a couple more. I'm black, y'all, it says.
And I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm... Sorry.
Here's an oldie but a goodie. What do you call 6 million dead Jews?
Oh, come on!
Oh, come on, we all know that one.
Alright.
Let's see.
Okay, so we have to find a fucking cat or whatever the fuck. Nice! We totally just robbed this guy. Oops, didn't mean to do that.
I'm just gonna skip all the bad jokes and go straight to the question. Does Razor like escargot?
I never had it. Yeah, never really had it. I'm not... Yeah, I don't know. Not that French cuisine is bad or anything. Your Rangers are known for taking all kinds of odd jobs, right? Then tell me, what's the oddest job you've ever taken? Just one time in Texas, I had to roundhouse kick a guy.
Ghost of Prepus? Whatever. Says, why couldn't the Muslim wife recite the Pentateuch? I don't know how to pronounce that. Why don't you read that?
What? The Pentateuch, I guess? Come on, you can't expect a 4th grader to memorize...
To memorize all that.
I have no idea.
I don't know what that word is. But I get the age and the Muslim bride joke. Alex Calloway says, greatest generation. 1770s to 80s or 1930s to 40s?
I'm going 1770s to 80s, because the 30s and 40s was also a period where an awful lot of people thought they were entitled to an awful lot of shit. You know, that people forget socialism took hold around that time. You know, it wasn't all great. What's this?
Is it really just another word for the Torah? Why didn't he just say the Torah?
It's not exactly the penthouse suite, but at least the beds come free with the room. Yeah, so you actually have your own bed that you can sleep in anytime, which is pretty cool. Oh, I can't even rob myself.
Luis Tomato donates $5 and says, spend this on something gun-related, Razor. Sick and tired of this outrage at the NRA. Fuck the moral outrage machine of today.
It's not moral. Once again, guys, I know people are getting defensive over this shit, but it's like, you're just not... It's not a popular position. You know, even if... The media is expert at taking a minor thing and blowing it out of proportion. This is why every time there's a mass shooting, they're on it. But the fact that we're at a 40-year low for all crime, gun crime very much included, for all crime across the board is never mentioned, right? Because we have to take the outlier. This is what I meant in my gun control rant when I said they take an outlier and establish it as rote. Because that's what they have to do. If otherwise, they would have to focus on the fact that all crime is low, incredibly low right now. We're actually in a massive lull. And you know what has a lot to do with that? The thing that a lot of people, including Donald Trump, are blaming for the gun crime. Fucking video games have an awful lot, because people, if they're not going outside that much, there's not as much opportunity for crime to occur. Pardon the ramblings of an old-timer. I may be getting up in years, but my memory is still as sharp as ever. Is there anything you would like me to remember for you? The tale of your journey thus far, perhaps? Yes. So, the idea being like... So in the first game... And there's only sort of tertiary links between the games in this series. But in the first game, you're a member of the Dragon Clan, and they're still alive at the beginning, and then they get wiped out, basically. So in this game, which takes place a lot later, I believe, the Dragon Clan is like a distant fucking memory. It's like, and nobody even worships the Dragon God at all anymore. So, okay. Let's go ahead and save this. But you can save your game with the dragon statue regardless. So we're looking for a fucking cat.
T-Buddy17 says, sup boys, hope you're having a lovely evening. I've been listening to Gary Newman lately and was wondering if you're a fan and have you heard his new stuff?
No. No and no.
Best Way Killer says, Lord Fist.
Oh, we have a carnival here.
Any thoughts on the recent shitstorm over the band...
Take?
Yeah. I can elaborate if you need.
They are... No, I know exactly about it. So apparently someone wore a swastika on stage or something at some point, and so they decided they were gonna ban the band or something, and now a bunch of whiny SJW bitches, including, who is it, Talib Kweli, whoever the fuck, somebody. A bunch of whiny bitches who think they're edgy, ironically. Because that's kind of how rap started. Now they're all whining and trying to get them. They're basically deplatforming them. Every time they have a date booked in the United States, they're getting the fucking show shut down. So, and I'm not a fan of the band. I'll just say, like, I've never been a fan of the band at all. But it's pretty fucking moronic. They were apparently just looking for controversy, and one of them wore a swastika or a necklace or something on stage or whatever the fuck, which is dumb as fuck. Manson has worn swastikas on stage. Like, what the fuck? Like, anybody who's trying to shock or provoke or anything has done something or some variant of that. It's just, once again, we're in a fucking outrage culture. But there's a brilliant fucking move. I said on fucking Twitter, like, yeah, let's make black metal even more of an outlaw form of entertainment, because it totally doesn't thrive under those fucking circumstances. It was a goddamn... You were in the middle of a satanic panic in the 90s. How badly did that hurt black metal? Huh? Seems to me like they're making fucking documentaries and shit about it now. Seems like it's doing just fine. So the battle system here is like a deepened variant of the one from the first game, which is pretty cool. So not only do you have your specials, so both characters have their spells, their whatever the fuck. You can use items, of course, but then in addition to that, every character in your party in this game has some kind of special something. They have a special technique that they can do in battle. In Ryu's case, it's called Guts, and if I remember correctly, he just tries to, like, muscle up and then it can, like, recover some health, if I remember correctly. And occasionally it'll raise your attack power. With Bosch, his special attack is Snipe, which is like, you have less of a chance to hit with the attack, but if it hits, it's like twice as effective or something like that. It's like which is pretty cool. And every character in the game has that, and they all have a special technique that they can do out in the overworld map as well.
Patrick says, Parkland has shown only 4 teens who weren't in the building of the shooting.
Yeah.
They may not be crisis actors, but they sure are coached and pushed up by Everytown USA.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting, the picture of the one chick who seems to turn up at all these fucking things. That was interesting. But here's the thing, that's like a meme. I don't know how valid that is.
Oh, are you talking about the long-haired brunette?
Yeah. I'm not sure where those other photos are from, and I don't have any sources on that, so, you know, I'm not just gonna assume that that's valid.
And what's his name? It's very convenient that he just shows up at all these different places.
Yeah, Freddie Muniz.
In California to Florida.
Well, he's a gun control activist. The media, of course, did not present that information to anyone when they trotted him out there, and that's kind of the soft propaganda that was going on, was they were basically trying to present this kid by not saying who he was and where he was from. They were trying to present him as if he was one of the students at the school.
Yeah. Which
is not accurate. They just didn't talk about it, and they knew that if it was presented that way, the viewer would assume that's who he was. So Ryu, because he attacks with melee, he hits for more damage the closer they are to him. But Bosch, because he has a fucking crossbow with a bump stock, he can actually hit anyone anywhere, and he does the exact same amount of damage. If Ryu tries to hit the fucking slime back there, it will hit for less damage. And of course, you can modify your party so that one person will be, like, back and, like, defending. Actually, I should probably do that, incidentally. Let me see if I can do that real quick. Is it... Yeah. So you can actually... There you go. You can change your formation. You can change the order. The other thing I really like, and something that, again, I wish Final Fantasy and shit would do, you can actually, you don't have to be him. And here's Bosch's special ability. Normally there are like animals and shit running around here, but because it's night, they're not. But you actually have a hunting minigame in here. So he only had to go through 20 different government agencies to get a license for that crossbow.
Right. We was Crangs and Shredders says, I imagine Taran looking like a chubbier, uglier Goodwill Hunting version of Matt Damon.
What?
What will it take for Taran to say the N-word with an ER at the end? More than you can pay. Both.
Never? Is that what he's trying to?
Yeah.
Never?
Do your immediate families like metal? Do you like Chris Jericho's opening music?
Chris Jericho's opening music?
Is it like his current music? Is there?
Oh,
is
you're
it something
talking about
different?
his theme song in WWF?
I'm guessing.
Yeah,
Or maybe to his podcast. I don't know.
It's okay, I guess. All those Podcast One shows have shitty opening music. No. To answer the first question, no, not really. My family, I was raised on R&B and Motown and shit like that. That's one of the reasons I like Stevie Wonder and Prince and Michael Jackson and shit like that, which is always going to be with me. But nobody was really particularly into metal. I had an uncle who was into acid rock and shit, but... Oh, we have a fountain! So, here's your grind area, basically. So you can ask some questions and stuff while I waste some bitches.
Oh, and to answer that part of the question, no, my parents, nobody in my family liked metal ever, so... moving on. Deus Pole Volt, welcome back, sir.
Ooh!
He says,
I'm about to die.
So I started a new band called Blood and Iron Maiden. We already have several hit singles. Fear the Darkies, Hebrew Slave, Holy triple parentheses Smoke, The Klansman, and
dear.
22 Reichstag Avenue. Jesus Christ. Well, congratulations.
Oh, Jesus, I think I'm fucked. This game will fuck you in the ass, folks.
You did save, right?
Right before I left. Let's go with, ooh, sweet! Okay, I have one. I'm good. Oh god, I'm fucked. I'm so fucked.
Also, if you are super fucked, there is a rewind button.
I'm not fucking doing any of that shit. What are
Hey,
you...
I'm just pointing out you have options, alright?
There's options! Okay, let's go with, let's heal him.
Windscar, wow, donated $20. Thank you, sir.
You want to counterattack once? Thank you, you fucking hump.
Hey,
Jesus.
Razor, what's your opinion on the Max Payne series?
Not a fan. Not a fan. I'm gonna focus my fucking attacks this time.
Oh, and he continues.
Yeah, I was never a fan, and then I went to try and play 3. Ugh!
Oh, that was a mistake.
Oh!
He says-
God, that game just screams 2010, doesn't it? Like, just everything about, like, the year 2010 to 2013 in gaming. It's just the perfect encapsulation of it.
He continues, the first two games are a love letter to noir, and they're part of the PC Golden
Yeah,
Age.
in the sense that, like, Sin City is, which means in the sense that it fucking isn't noir. It's really just, hey, let's be black and white, and it'll involve crime in some way. And, hey, look, dramatic lighting. So basically, the same connection to noir that Blade Runner 2049 has.
Dark Zaid says, Trump blaming video games and violent movies made me facepalm.
Here's the thing, guys. This is nothing new. This is the reason I did not support Trump in the primaries. He's made these statements before. This is nothing new. It's not a heel turn. He made these statements. In fact, you can go back in his Twitter history and look up guns, or look up video games, and he's been making these statements since fucking 2011. So it's not a heel turn. He's just always been wrong on this issue. That's the thing, guys. You're never gonna get a perfect politician.
Asher says, Razor, what do you think of the idea of making a Judge Dredd RPG where you pick your own judge type as well as which megacity you fight for?
Would be pretty fucking cool, but unfortunately, Judge Dredd will always be a shooter, because
I'm gonna take you
oh shit.
to the blood bank.
Pow, 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 pow. Sorry. Had to be done. Just gonna grind till I hit like level 5 or so, I think.
That's fine. We got plenty of questions to catch up on. I Hate Nick says, what do you call a non-Jewish BuzzFeed writer? Soya.
Fictitious?
Razor, tell me, man to man, wigga to nigga, call me a caveman, but I don't get classical music, but I get jazz. What made you get classical?
The fact that it's really, really good? I mean, what do you... Here's what I don't get. How do you not get classical? Like, when you're watching movies and the music comes in, what do? Just plug your fucking ears? Like, how does that work? Classical's used in how much different fucking... It's in all the video games you play. It's in all the movies you watch. How could you... I don't understand not getting classical. Because that's all movie music is. It's just, like, modern classical. But what I like, I don't know, it's... How do you quantify why you like something like that? I guess the more complex orchestration, the fact that there's more of a rise and fall to the music instead of being so, you know... I don't know, I guess you could call pop music more vacuous because it's 3 minutes long and you have chorus, verse, chorus. It's more than chorus, verse, right? That's what classical music is. So there's more going on. It's more evocative emotionally. All those reasons would be reasons to listen to classical music.
Rodansk Alamir
Oh, Jesus Christ.
says,
Oh, come on.
what do you call the type of...
Fuck out of here. You are not gonna fucking kill me. Jesus.
What do you call the type of...
This game will bust your fucking asshole open, just FYI.
What do you call the type of amphetamine you get straight from Yahweh? Godspeed?
Oh, I see what you did there. It wasn't good, but I see what you did there.
Rediger Sampson says, thanks to your recommendation, loving The Big Sleep.
Nice. There is a, by the way, there is a Robert Mitchum version of The Big Sleep that sucks a giant donkey dick from the late 70s. Farewell My Lovely is really good, but Farewell My Lovely was so successful that it inspired, of course, Hollywood to do another one. So they made the sequel, and for some reason, when they made The Big Sleep, they decided to set it in the 70s, even though Farewell My Lovely was an actual period drama. So they fucked it up. Everything that was good about Farewell My Lovely, they fucked up.
Richard Michael Egan says, would you ever do a RazorFist arcade on a Pokemon game?
I could. I certainly could. I recently started trying to play, what's the one on GameCube?
Oh, Jesus. You'd have to be more specific. There's like a Pokemon Coliseum one.
Yeah, Coliseum.
Coliseum, is that it?
That was the one I tried to play. Fucking art style sucks.
Also, thoughts on the band Warrant.
Shit.
I've been on a big glam metal binge for the last few months.
Warrant is the fucking worst. I like glam too, but there was this era in the late 80s, early 90s where all those bands, Slaughter, fucking Warrant, White Lion, all those guys, Guns N' Roses, like all those bands that were just fucking flat out glam metal, but they like stripped down to jeans and fucking leather. And they were like, now we're serious. Look how connected to the 1970s we are. Like there was that whole kind of era where all those bands eat a dick. All of them. Slaughter fucking munches 20 veiny dicks in rapid succession. Fucking awful band. And Mark Slaughter's a shit singer too. It's a shame he was in the Vinnie Vincent Invasion for one awful album. Well, wouldn't be an awful album if he wasn't singing on it, but...
Malroadkill says, California spread gun control to Colorado.
Yeah, they sure did. They spread a lot more than that to fucking Colorado. Poor fucking Colorado. It's not even Colorado anymore. They used to have some of the most conservative congressmen in existence. They used to have some of the more conservative laws. They used to have some of the most, libertarian gun rights and so forth in the country. And then they legalized pot. And that's all it took. All the California refugees descended on them, and they're fucking Colorado is California's appendix, folks. You have no identity of your own anymore. And they already had, Colorado always had that kind of hardcore hippie left-wing thing going on, like with Boulder and so forth, but never quite that much. That was always like a fringe. Now that fringe is running the whole fucking state. It's like... To make a parallel for Arizona, it'd be like if Tucson and Flagstaff ran this entire fucking state. Which, if the California refugees keep coming over, may well be the case pretty soon here. Alright. Okay, we're getting stronger. I'm not dying in fucking 2 hits anymore, so... This is the thing. I love Breath of Fire 2, but I mentioned this in my Breath of Fire retrospective and everything. This game is a massive grind. You have to grind, and then you can kind of move on. Otherwise, you're really risking getting your shit pushed in.
Miguel Ferreira says, gonna name a Sizor I use in my competitive Pokemon team after you. Razor.
I see what you did there.
No, I like that.
Hey, it works. What the fuck?
Cruise Control says, hey Razor and Terran, what are your favorite Disney villain theme songs? Ooh.
Probably the one from Hunchback of Notre Dame. The fuck is it called? It's a really good one. Tony J, who was in Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver, great voice actor, great actor, period. But I forget what that was fucking... Hellfire? I think it's called Hellfire.
I'd have to say Scar from The Lion King. I always like to be prepared.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
Chucklefuck the Esporter says, I read the Elric French comics and loved them. Outside of those, what are your...
Speaking of which, sorry, before you ask the next part of the question, the Elric English translation has officially been announced. It is coming out in September. So we are getting it. It is, came out last year. You would have thought it would be out already, but apparently there were some rights issues or something. But anyway, it'll be here in September, so grab that shit.
He continues, outside of those, what are your top 3 French comics?
Yeah, I'd go with, I've talked about this before. I'd go with Blueberry, which I've always liked. It's a really good Western comic that Mobius did. I'd go with the Nicopult trilogy from Bilal, and then I would go with Exterminator 17, I believe it's called, also from Bilal. Yeah, Exterminator 17. That was a really good kind of cyberpunk-ish, post-apocalyptic thing.
Anything from Mobius?
I just recommended Blueberry.
Oh, okay. I didn't didn't put the two together. Sorry.
You should be sorry.
Phobos.
I'll
says,
kill you dead.
Hi, Razor and T-Boogie from Northern Ireland. Me and my friend are loving the depths of DS9 series.
Godspeed.
We are both big DS9 fans. We look forward to each episode. Keep up the good work and God fucking speed.
And we're enjoying going through it.
Thank you very much, sir. Benny Farmer says, what's the difference between a film studio and a cactus? The pricks are on the inside. Not bad.
No, not bad.
Rocket launcher.
Oh! Oh, Jesus. He poisoned my ass. That girl is poison.
Hugh says, what do you call an Ethiopian with a yeast infection?
The only Ethiopian that isn't hungry? At least he can make his own bread.
A quarter pounder with cheese.
Oh, what are you?
Oh, that's gross. That's nasty.
Jesus Christ!
Spaz from Rain Man says, thoughts on the Florida police standing around holding their dicks rather than going after the killer?
Well, have you looked into some of the culture of the Florida Sheriff's Department over there? This is a perfect example of why the fucking voters of Arizona are a bunch of goddamn morons for buying into that anti-Arpaio propaganda and electing a fucking Soros tool. Because this is what happens when you elect the wrong fucking sheriff. It's not just a one-election thing. They can fuck up the culture of your entire goddamn law enforcement system and fuck you all in the ass. And that's exactly what happened. Oh, Arpaio just went too fucking far. Yeah, and now we've got the exact same situation as fucking Florida. Are you happy now? So that's... But yeah, if you look into it, apparently there was an investigation that went on into the Florida Police Department, and essentially they turned the entire Sheriff's Department of that county is basically an engine for social justice. It was like fucking diversity quotas and... Look it up. There's a great post about it on Twitter. Should not be hard to find, but read up on it. It will fucking blast your eyes wide open. Unbelievable what's going on there. And once you understand all the backstory there, you'll realize, like, holy shit. No wonder.
Yeah, I heard to expand on that, I heard something... I don't know how verifiable it is, that the school wanted to lower arrests from the school.
Yes.
So they worked with the police department, and over the years, more and more crimes went unpunished. Or
yes, that is, yeah, absolutely.
And they kept turning a blind eye.
What I don't understand is, even understanding that, and yeah, that was part of it, it was, like, the Sheriff's Department apparently was specifically avoiding that area just so they could lower the number of minority arrests for fucking quota reasons. I mean, Jesus Christ. What I don't understand is, okay, you want to lower minority arrests. You're standing out in the parking lot while there's a gunfight going on. You can hear the gunshots, asshat. There's no way you're standing in a parking lot within a football field length and you can't hear the gunshots, even if it's inside. There's no way. Gunshots are too fucking loud.
Gunshots are very loud. Especially
so
from,
this guy
rifle?
This guy and two of his buddies are literally sitting in the fucking parking lot hearing guns go off.
In a school.
Yes! And they're like, fuck it. And then, of course, the guy resigned immediately after. And CNN somehow made that all about the NRA instead of the fucking... I mean, somebody on Twitter said this, and they were absolutely bang on the money. When you look at the details of this, the FBI knew about the kid, did nothing. The Sheriff's Department was on the scene, did nothing. The whole thing fucking reads like it was... If this was a story, and it was written by some gun nut... The people reading it would say, oh my god, this is completely unbelievable. You completely slanted the deck. This is a complete lie. Like,
and you hear the assholes are saying, well, I guess the good guy with the gun story narrative thing goes out the window now.
What does that even mean?
Yeah, it's like, the good guys didn't even do any... No, the cops didn't do anything.
Exactly! That's the guy you're saying is the only person on the scene who should have a gun.
Yeah. That's
And
what fails.
yeah,
That's the narrative that's failing.
He did fuck all with a side of nothing.
iRealtor says, finally caught you guys live. Greetings from New Zealand.
Greetings.
D20AS.
I wonder how much gold I've gotten from this, by the way. Sorry, I know this is riveting, pulse-pounding action, but this is what it is to play Breath of Fire. You have to grind.
D20ASMR says, Razor and Terran, what are your thoughts on William Gibson's Neuromancer?
Overrated.
And how hard will CD Projekt rip him off when they release Cyberpunk 2077?
Well,
Rocket launcher.
Whoa!
once again, in CD Projekt's defense, first off, I have a feeling they're gonna rip off Deus Ex a lot more.
Yeah.
And second off, and they're gonna rip on Deus Ex, so look forward to fucking that, because that's what they always do. Polish pricks. But anyway, fucking... I have a feeling it's gonna be a situation where, oh, the source material ripped it off, it's not us. Where have I heard that before? Where have I heard that before in reference to a major fantasy series?
Excuses. Jolly Roger...
CD Projekt are so fucking overrated.
Jolly Roger Bear says, what's your opinion on Black Power Panther? Just seen it today. Godspeed.
It's another Marvel movie. It's like I said in my fucking Black Panther rant, guys. It does not deserve a 100%. It probably deserves what every other Marvel movie got 70% to 80%, something like that. It's a watchable movie, but that's it. With really, really bad CGI. Really bad CGI. Not quite Justice League caliber shit CGI, but did you ever watch Justice League?
Yeah, eventually I did.
Why?
My god, that was slapped together and you could tell.
What, the cloaked mustache? Was that what, fucking... the Romulan mustache that was going on there?
DK Unit says, thoughts on Dire Straits?
Don't care for them.
Fair enough. Heavy Hebrew says, question, how do you separate a Muslim man from a Muslim boy?
With a crowbar.
With a crowbar. That is a repurposed Greek joke. Thank you very much. But it's a good joke. It's okay.
That's a... No, actually, it's a repurposed San Francisco joke.
Really?
Yeah, in the Wasp mythos, Blackie Lawless told that joke. He said, how do you separate the men from the boys in San Francisco?
Oh, okay.
With a crowbar. Blackie is the man. Ooh, I've got initiative! What is that? That's an RPG term. You can't have role-playing in a role-playing game. That's not...
Nightwish fan says, thoughts on Broward Police Department's incompetence and 4 deputies being chicken ships. Yeah, let's remember there were 4
It was 4?
of them.
I thought it was 3.
And the sheriff being a lying son of a bitch. Yeah, we just commented on that, but...
Yeah. He's Florida's very own Penzone. And if only this state would grow a fucking dick and recall Penzone before his full term is up, we could minimize some of the fucking damage. He recently, in an interview, Penzone called illegal immigrants guests. Just FYI. Good guy you elected there, you fucking retards.
Alex Seekman says, thoughts on Warhorse cutting Kingdom Come Deliverance's 3rd act to save it for a sequel?
Oh, what they probably ran out.
That.
Honestly, they probably just ran out of fucking money and time. You know, look, that thing was delayed what 3-4 times. You know, you're rolling along at that long of a fucking clip. Because when was that thing announced? It was announced a long time ago.
At least the
2012.
I was looking.
You're a heretic.
Oh, also that. The earliest article I could find was when researching for the review was 2014, so sometime before that.
Yeah.
So it's been a while.
And I know the launch was delayed quite a few times. Speaking of which, I should probably go buy some herbs before I do this. That would actually be wise, because I'm about to have a boss fight.
He also adds, also thoughts on Kingdom Come's cut content. I haven't heard of any more of that. I personally understand why they did it, because they were basically an indie studio making a AAA game.
Yes, absolutely.
Donkey Balls
That's the
says,
thing, and the game we got was so fucking good.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Cutting content from a game, it only really matters if the final game feels incomplete. Right? So, to me, it doesn't feel incomplete. It's the same reason I defend Deus Ex Mankind Divided's ending, because it did not feel, at least to me, incomplete. Your core conflict was, hey, we need to find out who bombed the fucking train. Okay. At the end of the game, you find out who bombed the fucking train, you confront them, and you kill the shit out of them. That's beginning, middle, and end, folks. This is not hard. So people bitching about this because Sterling cut an unfunny rant about it is pretty fucking cringy, quite frankly, and you're easily manipulated cunts. Just throwing that out there.
Donkey Balls says, go count your dick. Okay.
I don't know what that means.
Thanks for the $5. Evan Valenta says, hey Razor, what do you believe is the greatest failure of the American education system? What do you think is a possible solution?
Well, keep in mind you're talking to someone who's seen the quote-unquote greatest education system in the world in action in Japan. I'll say this. I think the smartest student in America is smarter than the smartest student in Japan. Because the American education system, for all of its failings, and I think most of the failings have to do with the indoctrinative nature of some of the subject. That was really well timed. Some of the subject matter and so forth. Like, for example, I was talking about this the other night, where like World War I, if you talk to a history professor, or you talk to your history teacher in high school, and you ask them, hey, why did World War I happen? Because I think World War I is like the least researched, like it's a war everyone should study, but nobody really does. Everybody wants to keep focusing on fucking Hitler, even though World War II was just, it was the war that happened because we didn't really finish World War I in a lot of ways. It was part 2 of World War I. So if you're not studying World War I, then you don't understand the core reasons why World War II happened. It's important to study that. And when I was talking about that, it was like, if you ask your history teacher, what's he gonna tell you? Like, can anyone in the chat answer? What's the one-word answer for what your history teacher is gonna answer there? And I'll go ahead and fight this battle while you guys answer real quick, because I guarantee you're all gonna give the same answer, or most of you are gonna give it. Why did World War I happen?
This should be interesting.
Yeah. Here we go.
Nationalism.
There you go. Boom. First answer. First answer. That's gonna be your answer. Your history teachers on World War I say it was nationalism. But if you actually research World War I at all,
Franz Ferdinand assassination.
Yeah, and Franz Ferdinand assassination usually dovetails into nationalism. The explanation is nationalism. That's their explanation. Bullshit! Because let's examine how World War I happened, real quick. Serbia. Archduke Franz Ferdinand is assassinated in Serbia by an organization called the Black Hand. It turns out the Black Hand is organized by a high-ranking military official in Serbia. So Austria-Hungary declares war on Serbia. Hey, you just killed our fucking Archduke. Well, Russia has a peace treaty and a mutual defense pact with Serbia. So Russia declares war on Austria-Hungary. So now it's 2-on-1. It's Russia and Serbia versus Austria-Hungary. But, oh, wait a minute. Germany has a peace treaty and a mutual defense pact with Austria-Hungary. So now it's Germany and Austria-Hungary versus Russia and Serbia. Oh, but wait. France has a peace treaty and mutual defense pact with Russia. So now France has to attack Germany, and now Germany is going to have a war on two fronts, so they decide we're going to attack France first, and the only proper way to do this is we're going to invade through neutral Belgium. Oh, wait a minute. Belgium has a peace treaty and a mutual defense pact with Great Britain.
Jesus, what a clusterfuck.
So Great Britain jumps in, and now you've got a world war.
Guys,
So what caused World War I, folks? Was it nationalism or was it peace treaties? There was a mistaken assumption in the build-up to World War I that if everyone signed peace treaties and mutual defense pacts with everyone else, then the world would be safer. Everyone would be so much fucking safer if we just signed these peace treaties. And this fallacious horseshit still subsists to this day. And after World War I, what is Woodrow Wilson, that gibbering fucking skeleton, what is his solution? The League of Nations. One gigantic peace treaty. And surprise, surprise, does it solve anything? No, it causes World War II. And then when World War II happens, and when World War II is over, what's FDR and Truman's solution? For World War II having happened? The United Nations. One gigantic peace treaty. And I guarantee you can quote me on this, if World War III ever happens, it won't be because of North Korea, it won't be because of anybody else, it'll be because of the United Nations.
the thing formed to stop the war will start it.
Yes! Every time. Sorry about that lengthy rant. But that's essentially what you're talking about is, that's your failing in the education system. The kind of tertiary, vapid, kiddie pool depth education. And it's always ideologically informed. But I'll say this. Having seen the Japanese system, which is, lauded the world over, particularly by the left, I will say it has its advantages in terms of discipline and everybody kind of being on the same level, but it has its definite drawbacks as well. In America, you're given enough freedom, you're given enough rope to hang yourself. If you decide to actually study, shit, I forgot to get herbs. But if you decide to actually study, you definitely can become far more adept in whatever field you want to, because you're not really constrained by the system itself, which is far more rigid in Japan. And the same goes for like Norway and other countries like this that are, again, those educational systems are hoisted up as these kind of exemplars of what education should be. So, sorry. Massive rant there, and I apologize, but...
Guys, if you ever get a chance, look up what if World War I was a bar fight. It is...
Really?
It is amusing as hell.
Really?
Look that shit up. It's great.
I never heard of that.
Let's see. Where'd I leave off?
Okay, let's save again.
Vinny Farmer says, Snowball's chance in hell, but could Geralt theoretically avoid rip-off status if he was made an eternal champion?
I don't think Michael Moorcock would let that happen, but the whole point of the Eternal Champions was Michael Moorcock decided he had written a few stories and he realized, hey, I'm kind of writing the same character over and over again. And then he started studying, the Joseph Campbells and so forth, and he realized everybody kind of does this. They kind of, fantasy authors, sci-fi authors, they kind of write the same story over and over again, and they write it with the same characters. So he just decided, well, shit, they're all reincarnations of each other from different realities. That's what it is. And so he decided to connect everybody in a multiverse. You're welcome, DC Comics. And basically that was the whole idea, was that they're all the same character, they're just different aspects.
DC and everyone else who ripped it off.
Oh yeah, everybody. But especially DC. With the fucking Crisis on Infinite Earths shit.
They don't do that anymore, do they? Please tell me that's over.
Well, whenever they have an editorial problem to fix, they usually go back to that well. Alright, cool. I think we're ready to fight the boss here. I apologize about the lengthy grind there. I should have like fast-forwarded through that so it'd be faster. I will do that in the future. In fact, I'm going to do that right now.
Nightwish fan says, how do you think November is going to pan out for those currently pushing the current anti-gun rhetoric?
I've said before, to start with, I didn't see the blue wave happening. Now I doubly do not see it happening. It's incredibly unpopular, and especially, and I think this is why Trump is pushing the, hey, ban the bump stocks. Because immediately he's gonna defang his opponents. Hey, I actually did something. You did nothing for 8 years. And
It's a great move.
it's stupid and it's unconstitutional, but it's brilliant at the same time. You know,
4D chess.
it is 4D chess. It is, because now in order to oppose Trump, they have to oppose the very same gun legislation that they wanted. You notice Pelosi's been mighty quiet.
Richard Michael Egan says, would you ever consider making a video going over the history of World War I and possibly World War II? Kind of like a history variant of Metal Mythos. I'm a huge history lover.
Probably not.
Alex Seekman says, thoughts on Kingdom Come Deliverance's graphical downgrade compared to the beta? Also, thoughts on the same people saying that Kingdom Come Deliverance
Is it though, or are you playing it on PS4? Because I'm playing it on.
I did see the
because
beta.
I've seen the beta and I've
It looks the
played.
same.
Yeah, I've played the game and I'm able to run it on Ultra and all that ridiculousness. And it looks gorgeous. It looks the same to me.
He also says, there are people, what are your thoughts on people saying that Kingdom Come Deliverance is the next No Man's Sky?
Oh, to the guy asking about the Kiss Metal Mythos, I'm not really that much of a Kiss fan, so not really. I don't really want to.
What are your thoughts on the people saying Kingdom Come Deliverance is the next No Man's Sky? And he says he knows it's retarded.
Well, it's already fucking. What are you talking about? This is the absolute opposite of No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky was hyped to the moon and back and didn't live up to any of the hype, and so all the word of mouth died immediately.
Yeah.
Kingdom Come Deliverance was launched in a blaze of obscurity, and the word of mouth has built every single day it's been out.
It's still on Steam's top seller list.
To the point where, yeah, it's outselling games that, you know, AAA games that are, I mean, Jesus Christ. It's well outsold fucking Wolfenstein, whatever, the sassy Black Colossus.
And he ends with, finally, when are you going to stream Kingdom Come again?
I thought about doing it this time, but I don't know. People seem to want me to do different games each time. So,
Yeah.
if you guys want it, I'll do it. I'm happy to. Because I love that game. I've been doing nothing but playing it.
Major Spike 9000 says,
Oh, here we go. Jackpot, it's a pretty boy this time. Uh-oh! Female predation! Political incorrectness. 3, 2, 1, go! What? Oh, shit. Bear harpy titties. Oh, what are we gonna do here? Okay, we gotta be smart about this. Let's go, let's focus our attacks. Ow! Damn it! Fuck! Maybe I should have upgraded my armor, I don't know. I'm doing pretty good damage, though. I'm gonna attack and I'm gonna have him do the healing. That's right, they attack each other after a while. Which, again, like, this game allows you to attack your teammates if they're, like, asleep or something or whatever, which was kind of a new thing at that time. That became kind of a standard feature later on. Breath of Fire 1 and 2 in particular do not get enough credit at all. Everybody will talk about Chrono Trigger, but for some reason this game does not get mentioned in the same breath. They'll talk about Final Fantasy VI till they're blue in the face, you know? But, ooh, counterattack! There we go! Yes! Got her! Okay, I think we're good, folks. I think we got this. Counterattack! Counterattack! Aw, oh, damn it. Fuck yeah, dude. Death blow! Oh, one hit. 300 experience, 30 zenny. Did those crazy chicks say they've been eating cats and dogs? Crap, I hope Susie didn't find her way out of their menu. We better find her fast. Shit. Okay. Lil Goblin. When's his CD coming out? Alright. You can ask questions.
Oh, yes, sorry. We're past the boss fight, or it was more like a mini boss fight.
No, it's a proper boss fight if you're not leveled up.
Major Spike 9000 says, Mighty Razrfist, I pay tribute for thy wisdom, given Kingdom Come Deliverance's evident success and the incremental pushback against fag-left politics. What in any capacity...
Oh, shit! It's one of the, fuck, what are they called? Merchant Clan or whatever the fuck? They're giant fish.
What in any capacity is there a brighter future for in games?
What?
Given Kingdom Come Deliverance's evident success and the incremental pushback against fag-left politics, what in any capacity is there a brighter future for games?
That is not grammatically correct at all. I think he's asking, does it mean that there's a brighter future for games? Kingdom Come Deliverance's success, there's no way that Bethesda can't look at this game anymore. It's just like when Witcher 3 came out and it was so successful and whatever, and now everybody's trying to ape Witcher 3. But it's great because this came out so soon after Witcher 3 that now it's like, hey, wait a minute, it doesn't have to be casualized like that. It doesn't have to be action-oriented. You can actually do a full-blown simulation. There will be another game like Kingdom Come Deliverance, and I wouldn't be surprised if some of these elements wind up in later games. From other studios. I wouldn't be surprised if Elder Scrolls steals some things from Kingdom Come Deliverance, which is awesome. But probably what you're going to see is the AAA studios are going to try and kind of gank one feature here or there, you know, but they're gonna do it in kind of a lame way, because that's just how it is. Where the fuck am I? Think the encounter rate is high enough? Alright. Ooh, I'm level 7! And I have a heal spell! Good stuff. By the way, you can tell how hardcore the encounter rate is by that little green fucking frog and how fast he's jumping. If that tells you how fucking high the encounter rate is.
Oh, God.
Yeah. He's on fucking Red Bull and meth. Oh, shit. There's a treasure chest there.
Ink Penification says, any thoughts on the band Blue Oyster Cult? How many times have we been asked this?
Every fucking stream. I like Blue Oyster Cult. They're good.
Dick Tugnuts says, how do you make a little girl cry twice? Oh my god, I'm not doing this. No,
it reminds me of my favorite, the Gilbert Gottfried thing from the Bob Saget roast.
Oh yeah.
Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen walked up to me and they walk into a bar. They say, can you make us 2 ass hurts? Bartender says, how do you make an ass hurt? Mary Kate says, Bob Saget brings you into his hotel room. You wake up with your pants around your ankles 4 hours later. Oh, God. And he says this right in front of the man, too.
I gotta watch that again.
And I'm pretty sure they cut out a part of that joke, too.
By the by, have you ever considered reviewing The Running Man or Tango and Cash?
Yes and yes.
Best Way Killa says, favorite Mayhem vocalist?
Probably Dead.
Okay.
He's really good, although I like Attila, too.
He says, I'm seeing them live in about a month. Will be my first black metal live show.
Good stuff. They gonna be playing De Mysteris Dom Satanas in its entirety, I assume?
I don't know. Debonair Nerd says, could DS9 have been worked in cinema... Wait. Could DS9 been worked in cinemas in the same way as the original series or Next Generation?
Could it have had a movie?
I guess. Even if Trek were still popular in the early 2000s. Or as a mini-series of feature-length
I
films.
absolutely believe DS9 could have had a movie and that it could have been successful. Hold on. Restores 40 HP. Shit. I need an antidote. Shit. Shit. Can I... Oh, come on. Fine. Fucking game does not like to let you.
I'm gonna take you to the banks and return to the blood bank.
But sorry, could, what was that again? Could DS9 have worked as a movie? Yes, absolutely. And whenever people say that it couldn't have, oh, it was more obscure, it was this, it was that, it was what, so was TNG before it wasn't. They had to introduce movie viewers to the TNG crew. It was just a television hit before that. And it wasn't even that big of a television hit yet when Generations came out, remember? So I don't agree with that assessment at all, that DS9 couldn't have had movies. All you would have had to do, and First Contact would have been the perfect opportunity to do it, is the Defiant was already in the fucking movie. You would have just had to have the fucking DS9 crew on the Defiant instead of Worf. Boom! There you go! You already introduced them. Congratulations. Because people still talk about the whole Defiant cameo in that movie. It's still one of the most memorable moments in that movie. Perhaps it is a good day to die.
Yeah.
You know, oh, it's a sturdy little ship. Little? You know what I mean? Like, that's still one of the more memorable moments in the movie. If they had not been retards and had put the DS9 crew in there, you might have had a bunch of DS9 movies. But, you know, they were stupid. It was, honestly, I think a lot of it had to do with Rick Berman. Rick Berman played favorites big time. He preferred TNG and he preferred Voyager. So DS9 kind of got treated like a spinoff. All right.
Where did I leave off? Oh, God. Ted Kennedy's tardy doorman says, and don't judge me for this, how do you make a gay fuck a woman? Shit in her cunt.
Ugh.
Very tasteful.
Cockroaches! Oh, come on! Give me some fucking healing herbs. I'm not gonna be able to kill these things.
Oh my God, those things are huge. They didn't look that big.
Come on. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I got nothing to heal him, so I guess I just have to... What is this?
Alex Seekman says...
Oh shit, what does this do? Is this gonna kill everyone? Tell me this is gonna kill everyone. We're about to find out what this item does. I believe it's a fire spell or something. Yup!
Holy...
Gone, daddy, gone!
Well, that solves that problem. Alex Seekman says, thoughts on Trump potentially pining for a bump stock ban and for raising the minimum age to 21 for buying an AR-15.
I don't care that much about the bump stock thing, although whatever, it's just a fucking piece of plastic. Why don't you ban goddamn belt loops, because you can do the same fucking technique with a belt. But anyway, I don't understand that, but whatever, I don't really care about it. The raising the minimum age, most people are the exact reverse on this issue, but I don't give a fuck. The raising it to 21 is fucking retarded, because the drinking age shouldn't be 21 either. That's fucking... Are you an adult or aren't you at age 18? At a certain point, you have to shit or get off the pot. So I think the drinking age should be lowered to 18 across the board. So I think you should be able to buy a gun at 18. That's fucking retarded. And look, this is one of the many issues where I think Trump is an idiot. And this is why I did not support him in the primaries, once again. He's absolutely A1 fucking wrong. Oops. I need to heal. Hopefully this guy doesn't hit for too much damage.
Mr. DJ Fly High says, thoughts on this year's Grammys being political?
Every award show is political now.
Yeah.
It's
unavoidable.
Yep.
Even video game award shows are
Oh, yeah. People were way more positive on the Game Awards than they should have been. There was so much politicization in there. The diversity dog shit was everywhere on that fucking show. Everywhere.
Luis Tomato says, Gundam Wing taught me it's okay to use child soldiers. Oh, God. Alex Calloway says, thoughts on Trump bringing up the gun ownership age to 21. We just addressed that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's fucking stupid.
Jason the Unpopular says, question, who's Chuck Connors shooting at in the opening of The Rifleman? Answer, his wife. Elway donated $20. Thank you very much, sir. Socialized healthcare puts value on the human life. Many European countries are pushing against the disabled. They are suggesting abortion at the small chance of problems because they do not put into the system.
Yep. And that's the problem with the kind of reproductive rights argument. I don't ostensibly really give a shit about abortion, but unfortunately, the slippery slope theory is in full fucking effect. And if you can't see after the last fucking 8 years and then what happened in the 2016 election that the slippery slope theory is no longer a fucking theory, you're just goddamn huffing your own farts at this point. Plain and simple. You gave the government way too much fucking power, and now what are they doing? Now they know the fucking consistency of the corn kernels in your goddamn turds. Maybe you should have fucking listened to people like Sean Hannity. Like, oh, Sean Hannity's a fucking rube! Look at me, I'm so fucking disaffected, and I'm not connected to the fucking the political situation or whatever. Yeah, well, Sean Hannity was also fucking correct about Rod Blagojevich and his connection to fucking Barack Obama and Bill Ayers and every other fucking thing. Maybe you retards should have been so goddamn partisan and listening to fucking Green Day and getting your goddamn politics from MTV. Fucking retards. Anyway, so... I don't like Sean Hannity much either, but he was correct.
Benny Farmer says, thoughts on Ted Nugent?
Oh my god, it's a pet pig. It's not a cat. You're gonna make the best boiled pork chops this weary land has ever seen, you hear? Old man, I hate to break it to you, but I think that collar means your pork chops sort of belong to somebody. You think this pig is somebody's pet? Fiddle faddle. This ain't a kitty or a puppy or a bunny rabbit here. Could've used one for a side dish, but them's the breaks. Welcome to Koreatown. Do you have any idea who you've just offended, old man? Give me that collar before I put some teeth marks in you. Oh, shit.
See, I thought the pig was already dead.
Yeah. Sure I can't have a leg, just one. A three-legged pig would make the dandiest conversation piece. How about no?
Oh, did you already answer the Ted Nugent question?
What about Ted Nugent?
Thoughts on him?
Not that crazy about his music. I like his politics, but whatever. He's pretty cool. He should probably live somewhere better than Detroit, though.
Bloodda Jesus says, better games, Command & Conquer or the Red Alert series?
I was never a big fan of either. That's just me, though. I was always more of a StarCraft guy back in the day.
Mr. DJ Flyhigh says, thoughts on the CNN gun debate town hall meeting?
one of the most blatant exercises in propaganda I've ever witnessed in my fucking life.
The GI Tumbler and the hipster Stone Cold Steve Austin made me cringe. There was a hipster Stone Cold? Oh my god.
Yeah.
I Hate Liberals says, just got here and don't know if you mentioned this yet. Are you saying you don't want a teenage bald-headed Mexican lesbian that eats Tide Pods to tell you to give up your guns?
You know, I'm going out on that limb. I am a member of the fucking fringe.
Thanks for the DS9 episodes. I am on my second viewing. Awesome, sir. Admiral Thunder Bunny says, I'd be the perfect president. I'd not sign any bill unless it could be justified under the 10th Amendment.
Oh, sweet. Thank God. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to make it back. I need some...
Is there no way to heal him at all?
No way at all! I have no, fucking... I don't have any ammonia or whatever the fuck.
Man, this game's hardcore.
It is no... It will fuck you in the ass. No lube. This is why you have to be grinding. You have to grind in this game.
Jolly Roger Bear says, who would win in a fight to the death? Gary Busey or Andy Dick? Is that even a
It depends. Is
competition?
Busey behind the wheel?
Oh. Walrus Aurelia says, in your opinion, is there any truth to the argument that metal is just classical music with electricity?
No. I think it has more to do with blues than classical. That's mostly a fucking Sam Dunn dipshit remark. He had time to fill in his shitty documentary, folks. Try not to take it too seriously.
Alex Seekman says...
Did you notice he's hired 2 people on his channel to be me?
No.
Fucking Sam Dunn's got a shitty, failing YouTube channel that's been around for fucking 6 years and has barely as many subscribers as us. Even though he's been hosting fucking clips from his documentaries that get all kinds of mainstream exposure and shit. But yeah, now he's reviewing albums and discographies and shit, and he's hired 2 fucking Canadian SJW jagoffs to basically do their own fucking pseudo-mythos shit. God. Oh, Sam Dunn is a wiener. You mean you don't want to fly all the way to Canada to be in an environment that I completely control so that I can fucking film an interview that I then get to edit however the fuck I want to? Clearly you're just a coward.
Alex Seekman says, I know in the last stream you really wanted raised hoods in Kingdom Come.
Mm-hmm.
There is a mod for that, just got posted on the Nexus for it.
Good!
In case you didn't know. God fucking speed.
I hope that's gonna be added in the next update.
Major Spike 9000 says, on another note, with Kojima's upcoming dumpster fire, will this finally be his come to Jesus moment? Or will he double down?
In the sense that people will continue to pretend that he is Jesus? Yeah.
How will this affect the industry, if at all? I.e., will there be less trust in celebrity developers?
Yeah, unfortunately. You know, and that's the thing, like, probably the only valid contribution Kojima has ever made to video game design or to the video game industry is this idea of the fucking superstar producer. You know, he's definitely got that down to a fucking science. But it's almost to the point of parody now. Oops. Is that the one? Yes. Okay, I think we're good.
Let's see. Joss Ricketts says,
Back from the grave. There we go.
best and worst Schwarzenegger movies.
Best Schwarzenegger flick, I'm going Commando on
Commando.
that one. I'm going Commando. Worst, I'm going with... He's had some shitters.
Jingle All the Way.
No, what was the one he advertised on SmackDown when he punched Triple H?
Oh, fuck.
The fucking, post-apocalyptic, apocalypse
Oh,
one.
God, that was awful.
Oh, that one sucked. What was that called? That was like the one that kind of killed his action movie career.
End of Days.
End of Days, thank
Yeah,
you.
that was awful. That is the worst. Gazikame says, opinions on the current ongoings in Venezuela. Those poor people.
Jesus Christ. But it's not real socialism, you have to understand.
Yeah, maybe it'll work next
Hey,
time.
the fish guy! Did you hear some moron set off a rock slide on Mount Futabi? Probably some stupid kid on a dare, I tell ya. Idle hand. Shouldn't that be flippers?
But do you have any thoughts on it?
On what?
The ongoings in Venezuela? Or you just fuck socialism?
Yeah, I mean, flat out, everything that's going on is a direct result. People will point to, it's just because of the oil industry. It's just because of the oil thing.
No.
Complete horseshit. Every problem Venezuela has right now is because they have begun to incorporate more and 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 more of what should have been a private fucking economy. And now, because the state is failing, so is the fucking economy. And vice versa. It's a fucking vicious cycle. It self-perpetuates.
The fucking Maduro's help. Seriously, fuck him. The Spaz from Marine Man says, I don't think police are cowards, but they are trained from day one to be cowardly. As in, do not engage unless an overwhelming numbers advantage is in play.
Yeah, it's like that dude who got the reason why we essentially legally established through a court of law, if you want to consider a New York court to be lawful, that police are in no way legally compelled to protect and serve. That guy who was attacked on a, somebody else was attacked. There was a knife-wielding nut job on the New York subway. And so this dude stepped in. He was a fucking hero. He stepped in, he came between them, and he wound up getting stabbed a bunch of times, including once in the fucking head. And there's cops sitting right there. There's they have multiple cars on a subway. And on the other car, the policeman is like, oh, he's ushering people off onto the other car, and then he's standing right there. He's looking through the window at him. The guy who just got stabbed in the fucking head is looking over, and he can see there is a cop staring right at him getting stabbed, and he's doing fucking nothing. And so he took the city of fucking New York to court, and he lost. Man, if you're in New York, go, leave. I wouldn't want to live anywhere where that's a fucking precedent.
Fucking disgusting. Anthony Carolio says...
To India, of course. She is to return there at once.
Oh, do you want me to wait?
If you kiss the dog, I'll put you through a window, bitch. Okay, there we go. At least he didn't get any action.
Anthony says, evening, gents. After watching the films of James Dean, I believe that dying was a good career move.
He was a pretty bad actor.
Do you have any thoughts on James Dean? Well, there you go.
Yeah, he's a terrible actor. He was a really bad actor. He was like the... Who's comparable in the modern day? He was like the Taylor Lautner of his fucking day.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
You know, he had a look, could not act for shit.
Joss Ricketts says, finally bought Elric novel collection and a couple of Expanse books. Have you read Expanse books?
No, I've never read any of the Expanse books, no.
Okay. Spawn Freak says, in the 2000s, I guess he means political comics and gaming were more libertarian. Then around 2012, they go hard left. Was it Antifa alone, or was there more? Oh, sorry, Anita, not Antifa. Are we gonna blame Anita for the 2012 hard left turn?
That wasn't, no. That was not Anita. Anita, you have to understand, Anita doesn't happen, and I think I did a video about this. Anita doesn't happen if Barack Obama doesn't get elected president. If Trudeau doesn't happen. If You elected retards, folks. You elected retards. And those retards enabled the kind of hardcore SJW horseshit. Watch some of Obama's speeches from between 2009 to 2012. He was talking about all this fucking social justice bullshit. These people felt emboldened, and so people like Sarkeesian and Jonathan McIntosh all came to the fore. It was a direct fucking result of that. So they're a symptom, and I think I talked about that in a previous rant. If I haven't, then I have now. It's absolutely a symptom of 8 years of Barack Obama.
Yeah.
No question.
Deus Pole Volt says, I finished DS9 and now there is a hole in, there is a hole in my heart and a tear-stained Cisco body pillow. Snuggle me?
Come on in. What is this? So let me get this straight. You want me, a semi-respectable, mostly legit ranger, to go break into some guy's house and steal something? Kilgore! Yes, but this is not a matter of ignoble greed. The man has stolen a priceless treasure from me, and I'm asking you to bring it back. Please, you must believe me. Alright, you've got yourself a ranger. That Whisper Hood will be safely back in your hands before the night's out. Yeah, and I believe that Whisper Hood, I think it's called something else in the localized American version of the game. Everything's named wrong. All the characters' names are fucked up. Many thanks, Sir Ranger, but you must hurry. Alright. You keep sleeping, Ryu. This is a job for a pro thief like me. A giant, fat, pudgy dog.
And thank you, Deus Pole Volt. I'm glad you're enjoying the series.
Is there anything on here? No, I don't believe there is.
JL West says, Breath of Fire gets no love, even with the Capcom crossovers. Yeah, no shit, right?
They never put him in anything. They never mention it. Which is stupid, because this was one of their best-selling series for a while.
Harlock 480 says,
but they'll dig up, like, obscure characters from shit you've never played to be in Marvel Capcom. You notice that?
Yeah.
You're just like, what the fuck? Okay, so I can't save.
Parlock says, what was a worse musical fad, late 80s? Glam or 90s industrial?
90s industrial by far. Whoa! Okay, what the fuck? My deepest apologies, Ryu. Bosch only went into Trout's mansion at my request. You must believe me. To think I might have put an innocent man behind bars. Well, he's not exactly innocent if he decided to break in, is he? Ah, shit. Can I burglarize this guy? He's gotta have stuff to steal. Aww. What kind of rich guy has nothing on his shelves?
Black Bull donated $20. Thank you, sir. Hey, Razor, thoughts on the Philadelphia Super Bowl celebration riots?
What the fuck? What the fuck, people? How do you... First off, could you tell the difference between Philadelphia before and after? And second... Oh, wait. I'm gonna enjoy hunting that sorry mutt down like the dog he is. I see what you did there. Well, what the fuck am I supposed to do here?
Follow that girl to the right? Or did she just run off?
Maybe down here? Oh, I believe I have to go back to my... Yeah, I think.
He adds, I live near the city, and I'm disappointed that it didn't burn to the ground. Godspeed, brother.
Just, who the fuck? When you win, you burn your city down?
Yeah.
Plus, it's football. Like, talk about getting worked up about something that is not worth getting fucking worked up about. Like, getting worked up over football in 2018? Really? Can I afford any weapon upgrades here?
Dark Zaid says, this is the RPG with the ability to fuse, right?
Yes, sir.
And Jolly Roger Bear says, I might be drunk. Anyway, what's your opinion on the Shadow of the Colossus?
I never got into it. I never understood the whole Shadow of Colossus thing. I tried to play it a few times. It seemed kind of... There wasn't, like... It was kind of just there. It was just kind of... The story didn't really do much, and it was sort of... I mean, I guess it's kind of interesting, the whole giant set piece sort of thing, but you guys know I'm not into that kind of thing anyway. So yeah, it didn't do much for me. That and God of War, those are two franchises I just never fucking...
Oh, I've never touched a God of War, ever.
And they've got a lot of the same kind of mechanics. God of War has a lot of those, like, giant... climbing on giant...
I wouldn't say it's the same, but, I mean, those are more like QuickTime events. On God of War. God, there were so many QuickTime events in God of War. Jesus. Stevie
Now,
Ray...
if I say I don't believe him, his little jewel will go whatever.
Wow. Stevie Ray Vaughan's free helicopter ride says, Hey, Razor.
I'm gonna take you to the banks.
To the blood bank.
Blood bank.
He says, Hey, Razor. Hate that I can't meet you in Terran in April. Family has medical bills. After watching DS9, I speak to people like Ducat when I'm pissed, and like Garrick when I'm facetious.
So, I'm looking forward to it.
Sorry you can't join us in April, but Godspeed to you, sir. Grayscale Plaid says, the correct answer is alliances. Ooh.
He's talking about World War I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there weren't really... The alliances, the proper Central Powers Triple Entente alliances, didn't even really form until that got underway. And it's an important distinction, too, speaking of nationalism. Nationalism was a factor in World War I, but not in starting it. Nationalism was a result of the conflict kicking off. Then the nationalism happened. Your fucking history teachers just lie to your fucking face and say, oh, nationalism caused World War I. No, it's a byproduct of it. The less than proverbial bag. Uh-oh.
They just run into each
Yep.
other. Oh, Jesus.
That's how your best friend became a wanted man. Amazing, ain't it? That girl is the key to proving my innocence, or my lack of guilt at the very least. We gotta find her fast and ask her out. I mean, get her to fess up! Oh crap, someone's coming. Hide me, hide me. Well, obviously, it's the conspicuous green trash can. Bosh, I know you're in here. Come out, hands over your head, tail between your legs. And you, I know you're friends with the perpetrator. Don't try anything foolish. Damn, not here either. If you see that son of a bitch again, whoa! You tell him this. He's not getting away from us. We'll hunt him down like the dog he is. That is the second hunt him down like a dog.
I bet
you
all
are allowed.
These soldiers are clever, right?
You are allowed one dog pun, sir. No more.
Kazakame says, any chance of a RazorFist arcade with Super Mario RPG?
I can see that.
Evan Valenta says, I've got a massive rant for $5. Have
What?
2 more. What? I got a...
Oh, he probably asked the question
Oh.
earlier.
Ketracel White Power. God, I can't get over that one. Says, greetings and salutations. When can we expect T-Boogie's Depths of Bible Black?
Well,
That will be my masterpiece.
I'm sure.
Alex,
Then he'll be doing a RazorFist arcade on the game there.
oh God. Alex Seekman says, I've got the PC version, by the way, and I also...
What's in the garbage can? Recycling, garbage, Bosch. Let's go with garbage. It smells like dog.
Alex Seekman says, I got the PC version, by the way, and I also play it on Ultra. He must mean Kingdom Come.
Yeah.
The only reason I asked is because a good amount of the people that played the PC beta were bitching about it. Godspeed.
Yeah, they were bitching about the combat too, and they were fucking wrong! They were fucking wrong.
Dirty Dan says, just want to thank you guys for recommending the rules of acquisition.
This is one of the problems, by the way, with Kickstarter games. You know, when fans donate to your Kickstarter, they technically are like shareholders at that point, so you have to listen to them, and here's the problem with that. The public is a giant puckered ass. The public is fucking stupid. The public was mad that the game might be delayed again, and that's why the game is glitchy as ever-living shit. If they had disregarded the will of their fucking audience and just taken their fucking time, taken a few more months to get the game completely finished, it wouldn't be as glitchy. It would still be glitchy because it's an open world game, but it'd be a lot less glitchy. Sometimes you gotta disregard your audience. Sometimes. Phew, I think I've been upgraded to stank. Besides that, thanks again, Ryu. Looks like I owe you a couple more. Hey, don't I know you two? Say that puppy friend of yours is looking mighty tasty. Forget that for now. I need a place to lay low for a while. I should rename him Korean Barbecue. I think you can rename your party members in this. You could in Breath of Fire 1. So you're afraid now, ain't you? On the run from the wrong arm of the law? Ain't that the funniest thing? Like something out of one of those corny Zenny dreadfuls. Ryu's gonna look for the real crook while I hide out here. I can't say I'm really crazy about this arrangement, but I'm kinda desperate at this moment. You don't have any problems with this, do you? Shoot, course not. Your sense of fine cuisine might leave a little wanting, but your sense of timing couldn't be any better. Apparently, Roseanne Barr is doing a step class. Alright. Furry hands. Ugh. I want to hear about furry hands. I don't want to hear about furry much. At least he's not threatening to stew me while I'm sleeping. I don't know. Shoot, why would I do that? It'd be a different story if your friend here came with the deal. Ah! Alright, fine. Bat burglar. Alright. But if I got the sight of a filly with wings like a bat, I wouldn't forget about her too easy. No siree. Try asking about your mystery lady around New Haven, or maybe Colossia. You're sure to get some answers. Okay. Yeah, well now I don't have a party member, which is some bullshit.
Dirty Dan says, just want to thank you guys for recommending the rules of acquisition. My favorite is, a woman in clothing is like a man in the kitchen.
You're gonna end up in Japanese hell, a disgrace to your ancestors.
Damn right. Okay.
Coriolanus Rex says, anyone else notice a movie about all black people and a game about all white people are the hottest things right now? That's true.
It is true.
Dennis Head says, does Razor like Iggy Pop?
Yeah! And he's on an episode of Deep Space Nine.
Cool.
He plays a Vorta. And it's a Ferengi episode.
Oh, yeah. Uzi Patrol donated $20. Thank you, sir. Konnichiwa, Razor-san. Do you like the movie The Lost Boys? Godspeed, sir.
Never watched it. Never watched it. I know The Brood was inspired by it. The Brood's my favorite tag team ever. But, no, never watched the movie. And that, by the way, the existence of the Brood, for all the people who hate Vince Russo, man, without Vince Russo, that would not have happened. Gangrel and Luna came up with the idea for the Brood. The whole Lost Boys thing, the vampire gimmick and whatnot, but Vince McMahon hated it and did not intend to ever... In fact, he told Gangrel point blank, he just said straight up, I'm never using that vampire gimmick ever. It's fucking stupid. And Vince Russo, being a huge Kiss fan, was like, fuck it, we're gonna do this. So basically, like, Vince Russo got complete creative control at a certain point, and he was like, okay, fine, I'm gonna use it. I'll make this happen. Oh, I forgot about that, too. You can actually use items one time, which is really interesting. You can actually use the items you have equipped, and you can use them in battle. Actually, you can use items you don't have equipped, too. Somebody needs to fucking grind for levels. Jesus. God damn.
Oh, here we go.
Fucking die.
Chicken Bone says, in an earlier video you said, Dead never did a studio recording.
He didn't.
He did a recording of Necrolust and Carnage, which is amazing on the studio experience.
No, he recorded demos, I think. They never actually got him to record an album. That never happened.
Zbor says,
And he and everything else with Dead on it was live footage and stuff.
oh,
But he was pretty good. Even though he's a fucking wiener in real life. He fucking apparently had some problem with Quorthon. Sorry, dude. Quorthon 50 times the fucking figure in black metal than Dead will ever be.
Zbor says, finally, Razor is playing something we console heathens can understand. Anyway, how about that THQ buying out Deep Silver? Also, it's scientifically proven that only people...
Wait, dude, THQ's dead. What are you talking about?
THQ Nordic or something, they bought Deep Silver.
I don't know.
Also, it's scientifically proven that only people who have no soul don't like Kirby. Do you have a soul, boys? Praise Kirby. Yeah, I love Kirby.
Yeah, I like Kirby Superstar in particular. It's one of my favorite games ever. Actually, I think I included it on my top 5 games that define RazörFist video a while back. I believe so. Okay.
Patchouli says, greetings from Broward.
Oh shit, I should go into the pub. That's probably what I need to do, is ask around.
Great to know my sheriff will protect me from mass shootings they were warned about years in advance.
Yeah.
God, that sucks.
You find yourself in the Tangsy Woods, due west of there is Windia. Hey, thanks for asking. Yada yeah.
Walrus Aurelius says, we ever gonna fully automated space apartheid? What are we going, like Gundam? Fuck that noise, we got enough problems here on Earth.
Okay, let's talk to him. You want to see the lady fighter? Ha, you and 1,000 others. Tickets are sold out, pal, didn't you hear? If you're that crazy about seeing her perform, you could always enter the battle show yourself, I guess. Bunyan's gonna be the opponent for her debut match, though, so unless you're him, you're gonna have to wait. Okay, so he's in the Tagsy Woods, so I need to go... Ah! I caught a guy in the crapper.
Let's see.
Smoke bomb.
Best Way Killa says, real socialism, as elusive as a unicorn.
Yep.
To hear leftists tell it. Alex Calloway says, I saw your debate with drunken peasants, thinking about having...
Which one?
I don't know.
I've had multiple debates on there.
Thinking about having one with their clone Styx, or even Stefan.
What are you talking about?
Are you thinking about having a debate with,
I didn't want to be in the debate that I was in. I was, you know, I was actually quite ill and would rather not have been in it. But, you know, unfortunately, I told, what's his name? Ben? The guy that recently split from the guy who runs the Drunken Peasants still, but nobody watches it. That split with Amazing Atheist or whatever. I told him privately in PMs, like, hey, dude, I'm really, really sick, and I'm trying to get treated for it, and I can't do the debate. And so what happens? Like, fucking 20 minutes later, Amazing Atheist shoots out a tweet, hey, who wants to see RazorFist debate what's his ass? I'm like, what the fuck? I just told you guys I can't do it. But, yeah, like, I not really. Look, the whole, like, you know, it started out as debates, I guess, but it's, you know, now known as fucking blood sports. That whole phenomenon just fucking, I don't understand. Ah, shit, I'm dead. Well, luckily I just saved, so it doesn't matter.
the spaz
Are you travelers on a pilgrimage? The Lord Eva protects all who journey under his watchful eye. If you require aid, look no further than the church. Higher uppers. And drop dead gorgeous to boot. Oh well. Way to keep your fucking priorities in order, lady.
The spaz from Rain Man says, Subway, dude. That was that cracked video I sent you. Somebody sent you a cracked video?
I don't know what you're talking about. I know Cracked covered the fucking that dude's story though.
Ah. Fellow Taffer says, what would you say are the best RPGs of the 2010s?
Of the 2010s, definitely, you know, and its RPG status is debatable, but Deus Ex Human Revolution and Mankind Divided would be up there. I would throw in
Kingdom Come.
Yeah, definitely would have to. Well, that is that the 20. Yeah, I guess Kingdom Come Deliverance. That wouldn't technically be 2010s, would it? Bound by Flame was pretty good. I would throw. Fuck, I would have to look through.
A list.
Yeah, I would have to look through a list because I don't, off the top of my head, I can't think of any.
What about Technomancer?
Technomancer was really good too.
What about the Shadowrun games?
Oh yeah, Shadowrun Returns, good stuff.
Let's move on. Rudiger Sampson says, late to the stream, so sorry if it's been asked. Have you read Vinland Saga? It's a Viking historical fiction comic.
No, but fuck, there's so much bullshit and revisionism about Vinland. Fucking, what was that comic, that shitty Ben Templesmith comic that got turned into a movie? Pathfinder? God, what a turd that was. Oh, the innocent native Indian boy is being hunted down by the evil Vikings. Bitch, the exact reverse happened in fucking Vinland. Leif Erikson leaves the Vinland colony and goes back to goddamn Norway or Sweden or whatever. He comes back, there's nothing left of the fucking colony, it's gone. They've come into contact with Native Americans, and the peace-loving fucking peace pipe smoking Native Americans killed the shit out of the fucking Vikings that got left behind. They just murdered them. Oh, fuck. Oh, there we go.
Claire Bear says, after the...
I may need to grind some. This is bad.
After the Hays Code was lifted, do you think that actresses' roles was reduced to just being a pretty sex toy instead of being talented, a la Veronica Lake roles?
After the Hays Code was lifted?
Yeah. Do you think women's roles were like? Well,
there were like sex pot type actresses during the 40s too. I mean, look, I think Marilyn Monroe would be a good example of that phenomenon. Marilyn Monroe was a shit actress. She was real bad. And there were a number of, June Vincent and so forth. And, Veronica Lake wasn't fucking the greatest actress ever, but she taught herself. And that's the thing, like, women in the 40s a lot of times would flat out be hired for their looks, right? But the difference between them and modern actresses is they then would go to an acting coach, and they then would get voice lessons, and they then would take dancing lessons and magic lessons and whatever else they needed. And, modern actresses just don't do that. They might take acting lessons, doesn't seem to help much. But yeah, that's kind of the difference. Like, Veronica Lake was definitely hired for her looks, but she then sort of built herself up into a much better actress by, teaching herself.
Black Raptor 311 donates $20. Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks, bro.
Just more Battletech minis in the mail today. Got the Trebuchet, Bushwhacker, Caliphus Prime.
You better hold off. If you've heard, they're doing resculpts. The new box set, the new Battletech box set, includes complete resculpts of the entire Battletech line. So we have new updated models for the Battletech mechs. Not that not that the old ones will be useless or anything. You can still use them, but
Maybe you'd want the classic look, though.
Yeah, depends on what mech. I think some of the resculpts they're probably going to be based off the shitty Mech Warrior Online redesigns, and some of those suck. Okay, straight up. In fact, a lot of it I'm not a big fan of. So I'll probably be buying mostly the old mechs.
To continue.
But some of them look good. Some of them look good. Not many.
Caliphus Prime, Caliphus D, Hatamoto Zero Chi,
Jesus Christ.
Arbalist, Super Griffin, Shadowhawk, Wolverine,
And I'm dead.
Victor,
Wow!
Axeman, Phoenix Hawk, Enfield, and Zero Bakemono. That's a lot of minis.
Okay.
How much do you think that would cost the person?
What are you talking about? They're like $5 each.
Oh. Schwazoom says,
Jesus Christ! Can I stop having this fight?
someone asks you the worst Schwarzenegger movie, and you don't say Junior.
At least it was what it was. Whatever.
I just forget that it completely, exists.
I'll pick an action movie, a serious movie that sucks as a worse movie than just a goofy fucking comedy that winds up being kind of cringy every time. Oh, he gets a fucking counterattack. Jesus Christ.
Is there any armor in the game you can buy?
There is absolutely armor. Hold on. Alright. Fuck! This is ridiculous. I need to armor up. Alright, get the fuck out of my face.
Evan Rose says...
Yeah, I am hitting another grind point is basically what's going on.
Evan Rose says, curious, what is your headcanon for what happens to Garrick after the credits of the last episode? Seems like he might have gone to the greenhouse.
Garrick? I believe he wrote a book about that. Andrew Robinson, a lot of people might not be aware, Andrew Robinson wrote a book about Garrick.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the actual actor did. And it's supposed to be really good, kind of hard to find. Can I? Okay.
So, what do you think?
I don't have enough. Okay.
What do you think about it, though?
About what?
Well, what is your opinion? What happens to Garrick?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure. I would have to... We haven't gotten to the 7th season yet, so I can't remember what he's doing at the very end.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I last watched it.
Metalhead Martyr says, you should stream Cthulhu Saves the World. The banter alone would make you chuckle. I also suggest Darkest Dungeon. Stay metal, dudes.
Sweet.
Darkest Dungeon is way too difficult, I think. And I'm not sure you would like the roguelike elements to it.
I don't like roguelikes in general. Usually.
Stevie Ray Vaughan's free helicopter rides donated $20. Thank you, sir. Razor, I think my brother is a wokester. Every time we argue, I keep hearing from him how Reagan and Bush with the CIA invented crack and imported cocaine,
Ugh.
destroying the black community in the 90s. What are your thoughts?
Oh, what was that?
God damn.
Ugh! I have so obviously hit a grind point here. I apologize, guys, for those of you who endured the fucking grinding earlier already. That's what it is to play Breath of Fire 2, guys. You basically, you know, you hit one plot point, and it's like, okay, now, in order to progress to the next one, I need to grind to level 15. And now to hit the next plot point, I need to grind to level 20. And, you know, it's kind of how it is. Alright. And here we go. I do desperately need to upgrade my overall armor, though. Not just my helmet.
What do you think of the whole woke generation thing? Do you think that's just poor education?
No, honestly, I think it's a byproduct of the internet and information being at people's fingertips, but the context that informs that information not being at people's fingertips. You know, it's kind of like with, there's a phenomenon with hackers where any information you obtain illicitly, you assume is the only relevant information, which is how they wind up believing things that aren't true. It's like, oh, I got this, I wasn't supposed to get this information, so it must be the only information I need to know. That's one of the stupidest things you can ever fucking think. It's kind of like that. People wind up, oh, I heard this thing, and there's no context, but, you know, so they jump to these outlandish conclusions, and then, of course, a patently and designedly disinformative media, of course, enforces those misconceptions.
Let's see. Sweeping Hamster donates and says, or adds another vote to streaming Super Mario RPG one day.
Yeah, I'm not averse to it.
Dirty Dan says, ever see the one where Black Panther is Aryan?
What?
No, I must have skipped that one. The Spaz from Rain Man says,
You lost me at read a Black Panther comic.
yeah. Spaz from Rain Man says, thoughts on eugenics. We know that it works. Dogs.
You'd get along with the reproductive rights people in the UK.
Or Movie Bob.
Yeah, well, if you can't turn into that ubermensch, why even live? If you can't be a 300-pound homunculus who can't string together a fucking coherent sentence without a script, why even try? I mean, really, I'm gonna get raped. I'm gonna get raped!
Time to leave.
Yup. This is bad, and they have attack initiative, so I'm dead. They get to attack first. That's something that, what the fuck?
Harpies can heal.
That's something that Breath of Fire 1, I prefer about Breath of Fire 1. If you're going to heal, you automatically have more initiative, so if you decide to heal with an herb or something, you automatically get to do that first. Whereas in this game, you have to wait for the game to fucking tear your asshole wide open. Alright. Not a terribly coordinated murder bear, is he? He didn't hit for much damage, so...
That's because he missed, but she did.
Come on. Yes! Alright, Harpy is mine. Jesus! Yeah, I am leaving these fucking woods. See, I have to wait for her to attack in order to fucking heal myself. You didn't have to do that in the first game. Come on. There we go. Well, I somehow managed to survive.
Fucking save state right now.
I'm not saving state.
Fine.
God, you are an emulator cheater.
Shut up.
Oh, you have a rewind button and save state and fucking should work for IGN.
Sweeping Hamster, fuck you by the way. Sweeping Hamster says, reminder that cat doesn't wear pants.
That what?
Cat doesn't wear pants.
Yeah, she definitely doesn't. Her vag is just hanging out there.
Zbor says, if it's any consolation, there was a Capcom crossover that made reference to Breath of Fire. The last third of Archie's second Sonic vs. Mega Man event turns into a Sega vs. Capcom story, featuring the cast of Breath of Fire 3 for about 4 pages. Wow.
Wow, you're bowling me over with your fan service there, Capcom. Bowling me the fuck over.
Brother from Down Under donates $15.68. Thank you, sir.
Picked up clothing? They pick up clothing? Okay, hold on. Is this an actual piece of armor? Yes! Yes, it is, and that's my only armor. Fuck. What's in the weapon shop? What's in the... They gotta have some kind of armor.
Brother
God
from
damn it.
Down Under says,
Stupid controller.
best Cisco quote from DS9, Season 4, Episode 14, Sons of Moog. There is a limit to how far I'll go to accommodate cultural diversity among my officers.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't have enough.
Alex Calloway says, in reference to my debate question, I meant more like, what do you do with Crowder? But with Styx or Molyneux? Also, like, have like a host thing, or like be on each other's show?
He's just asking me to be on their show. That's not really a choice I get to make, guys.
It'd be nice.
Yeah, Molyneux has been recommended to have me on his show a number of times, and he has made no overtures whatsoever.
Michael Hirsch says, hey Razor, what do you call a Mexican that has lost his car? Carlos.
No!
Ugh, I keep forgetting to bring over my book of truly tasteless jokes.
Where's the...
Metalhead Martyr says, did you see the Russell Brand Jordan Peterson debate? What a shit show. Did that thing actually
Russell
happen?
Brand debating anybody. The guy is just an absolute fucking rube. But no, I didn't even realize that it happened.
Otis says, I was in the process of asking you to upgrade your gear, and then you went back to do it, so I'm...
What are you talking about?
He was gonna tell you to go upgrade your gear, but then you did it anyway.
Oh.
So I upped my donation to thank you on behalf of my blood pressure. Love the channel. Thank you for the $10.
Oh, shit
This
balls.
is a bad combination.
This is not fun, because this guy back here can knock me out. This is not good. Oh, I'm fucked.
One hit.
One hit!
You need to not be in this place.
Yeah, this is not good. This is not good. I need to upgrade my actual armor, but I have no money to do it. I'm just gonna grind out here where it's slightly safer. I'll just fight these pigs and shit.
Uzi Patrol says, here's a joke.
Funny, I found these 2 pigs sitting in a fucking parking lot while a shooting was going on. That's all.
Uzi Patrol says, here's a joke. Today, Joe Scarborough said that the AR-15...
No, you could stop there. Today, Joe Scarborough said
that the AR-15 is more dangerous than an M16? What?
The thing about Joe Scarborough is he's a cunt. There we go! Remember when MSNBC tried to sell him as a fucking conservative? Hey, we finally have conservatives on our network, guys! Fucking my aching ass. Conservatives.
Metalhead Martyr
If he's
says,
a conservative, I'm fucking... What's the fucking... I'm Jane Fonda. I'm gonna go pose on a North Vietnamese fucking
Right.
anti-aircraft gun.
Right.
Fully nude, folks.
Metalhead Martyr says, grind away, dude. That just means more RazorFistisms we get to enjoy.
There we go!
And Jolly Roger Bear says, just drove home drunk as fuck. Godspeed. Degenerates rule.